Joyce. ctrygirl555 here, Tina. Wow. Oof. Yeah. You got the Cookie Monster. Just like I've gotten the Cookie Monster in the past. And the Cake Monster. And the Donut Monster. And the Belgian Bagel Bun Monster. And the Pizza Monster. And the Dorito Monster. And all of those foods that we as food addicted people enjoy, love, crave, and we ravish over. But you haven't let him keep you. Now, your daughter should have took those cookies with her. Okay? She should have took those with her. Now I want to read something that my friend Sarah wrote. Okay. I may be looking away for just a second, but please listen to me. Okay. Alright. You know, sabotage is a funny thing. A lot of us tend to live in the moment, right? I mean, we tend to wing it. We fly by the seat of our pants. In other words, most of our decisions are made based upon the here and the now, as opposed to where they'll get us in the future, or whether or not they'll bring us closer to our goals. And that's the real problem, right? The downfall of this kind of philosophy, however, is that this lack of consciousness leaves us ripe for sabotage to take over. It leaves us ripe for sabotage to take over. Because an unconscious person won't really ever notice that the sabotage has taken place. They'll only recognize the repercussions of the sabotage after the fact. Be it weight gain or fatigue, declining in health, or whatever. Sabotage is defined as an act or process intended to hamper or hurt. A deliberate subversion. In this context, sabotage is basically an effort someone puts forth to distance you from your goal. So basically, it's an effort that someone puts forth to distance you from your goal. Whether that goal is to improve your health, weight loss, or the increase in the ability to do whatever. It's an intended effort to get in your way. It's obvious to see how a lack of awareness can allow for sabotage to get in the way. Your work friend offering you a donut even though she knows that you've lost 23 pounds thus far and want to keep the momentum going. Your friends inviting you out to eat and picking on you about how you need to live a little and enjoy yourself a little because you know food is the only way you can enjoy yourself nowadays. That's ridiculous. Okay, if you weren't thinking, you might respond to claims of, "Oh, come on. You need to live a little. You need a little love." Right? With, I know. Besides, I have been good lately. Why not? I can have a little cookie. Why not? I've been so good. I lost 3 pounds this week. Now, I am adding things into what my friend Sarah wrote. Okay, guys? So why not? Why not? And before you know it, you're knowing yourself into a plateau or right back into your bad habits. Before you know it, the work donut becomes a part of your daily routine. And you're suffering hunger and fatigue because you're eating that instead of something of nutritional value. Bonus points if it's from one of those gigantic donut chains that fry donuts that aren't made of, well, food. Those acts of sabotage, I find, are much easier to solve. You have to think about each word said to you before you respond. And think about each bite of food you put into your mouth. I'm going to stop right here. Joyce, I just watched you eat that cookie in 2 bites. 1 bite, chew. The other bite, swallow. You didn't even taste the cookie. You eat the cookie because you are a food addict. And we food addicts, hi, my name is Tina. I am indeed a food addict. That is what we do. I'm going to hold it together, I am. Okay, you have to think about each word said to you before you respond, and think about each bite of food you put into your mouth. Resolve to yourself that it's okay to take the unpopular stance in regards to food. The unpopular stance in your case would have been, yes, baby girl, I know you want to make those cookies fine and dandy, great. Box them up, put them in a bag, put a lid on them, and take them with you. That is your response. That is how a food addict has to deal with the foods that the family bring around us. Hence, my sabotage today. A whole package of nice cookies. Each cookie in this package contains 44 calories. Because Mom and Keith went out to get electric, and she went into Iceland to get her some biscuits, she thought that I needed cookies. Do I need cookies? Hell no, I do not need cookies. It is sealed. It is not opened. In my past previous pictures, you have seen me have 1 or 2 cookies. But I know without a shadow of a doubt that when I pull this seal and unwind it on this pack of cookies, that I won't stop. I might eat 5. That's over 200 calories. Tomorrow I might eat 5. That's over 200 calories. And I might try to convince myself that it's okay to have them cookies. But it's not. Because there are 44 calories each. They are thin. They are as thin as the stick-it note. And they are this size. It is an absolutely amazing tasting cookie. It's got one of my favorite ingredients in it, which is coconut, but it is capped off with loads and loads and loads of carbohydrates and sugar, which a diabetic does not need. Now, She, at 81 years old, does not know that she's trying to sabotage me. But I, at 42, being a food addict, know good and well that sabotage is all around me, including self-sabotage. Self-sabotage comes in the form of this. A whole freaking Mars bar. A whole freaking Mars bar. You see that? A whole freaking Mars bar. Now, do I want this Mars bar? Oh, hell yeah. I want this Mars bar. I do. But I'm not going to eat this Mars bar. This Mars bar I brought into this chair just for this video. Right? Because I've been on point today with my eating. And you, Joyce, are always on point counting your calories. So, you're beating yourself up. You had a good scream. You had a good cry. You eat that cookie in 2 bites and it was gone. You swallowed it. You didn't even taste it. You have no clue. If I opened this Mars bar right now, I guarantee you that this Mars bar would be gone in 4 bites. And then 20 minutes later, I wouldn't have even remembered I ate this stupid Mars bar. So I'm throwing that Mars bar over there in the corner somewhere, and it's not going to be eaten by me. It's not. Because I don't need that Mars bar. That Mars bar does not define me. It does not control me. I am in control of exactly what goes into my body. Every single second of every single day. It is the food addict that is inside of us. Whether you call it the devil on one shoulder or Jesus on the other shoulder, no matter what it is up to you, Joyce, to stomp his head in. Stomp his head in. I can sit down and I can eat every Dorito known to mankind. Absolutely can. I got the wobbly skin. Hallelujah. It's mine. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. It's mine. You know, it's mine. Yours is yours. You've lost 61 pounds. 61 pounds. You did that. They didn't do it. Your daughter didn't do it. Your son didn't do it. And your husband did not do it. Nobody around you done that. Your therapist did not do that. And those people that hurt you when you were young did not do that. You lost 61 pounds. And you have to give credit where credit is due. You are an amazing person. And you are worth every single pound, ounce that you've lost. And so much more. You are worth it all. You are worth everything. And it's not going to come off in a day. You didn't gain all that weight in a day. You didn't gain it in a year. You gained it through your lifetime, honey. It's not going to go anywhere in a day, a month, a year. It's going to take time. It's going to take work. And it's going to take you being in control of you to get it gone. You know, you had a good day. I've said this before. I have overeat. I have binged on happiness. I am a well-known emotional binge eater, food addict, compulsive overeater. I can eat on happy emotions, sad emotions, crying emotions. I can eat on any emotion known because I'm a chronic emotional eater. I'm going to read a little bit more now. Okay. I got my blood pressure up a little bit. This is a really, 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 really emotional subject. I got so much to say to you, and I'll just keep on going. some days I want to scream to the top of my lungs because those Mars bars are in that drawer in the refrigerator. And some days I want to scream to the top of my lungs because underneath that counter in there are about 12 different kind of cookies and biscuits and tea cakes covered in chocolate. And there's orange and chocolate candy bars. There's Mars bars. There's Kit Kats. There is yellow chocolate dip covered cakes. And those are foods that I don't need. Those are foods that don't need me. They make my sugar go up. They make me unwell and they make me sick. And I stay sick enough. I have so many diseases that I need to be rid of. So why in the hell would I want to put those things into my body knowing that I am this sick, that I struggle every day taking medications out the wazoo to get better? You do have ailments. You have bad knees. You have bad hips. You have a bad back. You've had the skin cancer. You've had some removed. You're going to have more removed. You've just gone through a major surgery. It is okay for your emotions to be going up and down and crazy. You just went through a hysterectomy, which makes you hormonal and makes you all over the place. It is okay that you're going through these things, but you do have the choice. You have the choice to do what you're doing. Every day when you get up, you choose what it is you're going to have for breakfast. You know every day how many calories that you need. You choose what you have for lunch. You choose what you have for dinner. You have chosen not to overeat at night, not to eat, no late night eating. You have chosen not to bite your fingernails. You've chosen to let those grow. You have went along with me in my third one simple goal, and you have chosen to get some sort of exercise in every single day because I made my goal. We've got each other's back. I'm gonna read the rest of what Sarah wrote. Okay, let me back up just a little bit. It's obvious to see how a lack of awareness can allow for sabotage to get in the way. Your work friend offering you the donut, even though she knows that you've lost 23 pounds thus far and the momentum is to keep going. Your friends inviting you out to eat and picking on you about how you need to live a little and enjoy yourself because food is the only way that you can enjoy yourself nowadays. If you weren't thinking, you might respond to claims of, "Oh, come on, you need a little to live a little," with, I know, besides, I have been good lately, why not? And before you know it, you're I knowing yourself into a plateau or right back into the bad habits. Before you know it, the donut becomes a part of your daily routine, and you're suffering hunger and fatigue because you're eating that instead of something of a nutritional value. Bonus points if it's from one of those gigantic donut chains that fry donuts that aren't made of food. Those acts of sabotage, I find, are much easier to solve. You have to think about each word said to you before you respond, and think about each bite of food you put into your mouth. Resolve to yourself that it's okay to take the unpopular stance in regards to food. And like I've said before, considering how almost 70% of American society is overweight, it's not very sane or smart to listen to random suggestions from people, especially when they contradict what you'd normally do. You normally wouldn't eat those cookies. Now, when I'm saying normally, I'm saying you normally wouldn't as of late in your journey and losing 61 pounds. The most complicated act of sabotage, however, are the ones that come from ourselves. Sneaking unhealthy snacks, eating a cupcake every other day instead of every day, buying things in the grocery store that you know aren't clean, justifying your unnecessary use of sugar because your food doesn't taste good without sugar? Please. Then why are you eating it? If it doesn't taste good without sugar, don't eat it. Don't eat it. Sorry, guys. Or even skipping your workouts day after day because you look good anyway. I look good at 300 pounds. Looking good isn't why I work out. I won't even get on the hiding food. I won't even get on the hiding food phenomenon yet. Oh my God, don't even get me on the hiding the food phenomenon. We are sometimes our own worst enemy. We can manipulate ourselves easily. If I know that I want an excuse to indulge in an unplanned cheesecake, guess what? I know exactly what to say to myself to justify why I should eat that cheesecake. I know how that cheesecake might make me feel after indulging, and that's all the reason in the world to manipulate myself into diving right in. Tongue first. It's basic addict behavior. And that's why sabotage is such a serious issue. It's a means of enabling ourselves into continuing bad behavior. How can we work to stop self-sabotage? I humbly offer you up a few suggestions for how I deal with self-sabotage, because really it is a lifelong practice. People never stop wanting to see you gorge yourself and possibly slowly work yourself back up into your former weight. They don't. Accountability. See yourself as if you are your own boss. See yourself as if you are your own boss. You wouldn't intentionally sabotage a project that your boss assigned you, would you? Well, unless you wanted to be fired. You may not be able to fire yourself, but you need to see poor health as an equally damaging consequence of your actions. So see yourself as your own boss and see that doing those things that sabotage you is a consequence, and the consequence is bad health, bad feelings, feelings of rage, the anger you had, the cursing you had. And just don't mind me. You cuss all you want to. Get it out. Cry, scream, just to the top of your lungs. Go on with yourself, girl. Just go on, because that is exactly what you need to do. Get rid of that anger. You have anger and you need to get rid of it. I want you to. Don't eat the cookie, because that was just you eating some anger. You were eating it because you were eating it because you love food. It's simple. A food addict loves food, just like a crackhead loves crack, just like an alcoholic loves alcohol, just like a pothead wants to smoke a joint, right? You love food, and food is what you want. Food is my choice of drugs. I am a food addict. I'll continue to read some more of what Sarah's written. Okay. Okay. Consciousness. You cannot identify a situation that needs accountability without being aware. No sleeping at the wheel. Every time you eat, it has to be a deliberate effort, not just lazily or thoughtlessly snacking and thinking, I can't afford it. What you can afford today adds up tomorrow. Diversion. Find something else to do. Divert your attention elsewhere. Go for a walk, go read a book, go engage someone or something that doesn't have anything else to do with food. Now, this is exactly why I said go make the video. I was trying to divert you from eating those cookies. We wouldn't have had to divert you in the first place if your daughter would have took them with you. Love her to death, okay? But self-sabotage and sabotage from people around you is exactly indeed what it is. Sabotage. We as food addicts don't realize it. We don't see it. We don't know it. Because we've always went to that place of comfort where we can shovel. We can just put it on in there. And we ain't got to deal with nothing else. Right? Challenge yourself. The behavior that causes sabotage comes from a line of thinking that must be altered. You say that again. Challenge yourself. That the behavior that causes sabotage comes from a line of thinking that must be altered. The thinking that implies that it's okay to do something you've already identified as being wrong. It needs to go. Spend some time questioning why you believe it's okay to do what you know you shouldn't, and spend some time with the next step. Reframing. It is important to reframe your perception of not only the act of sabotage, but yourself. It is horrible to sneak in unplanned foods. It's not just wrong, but it's horrible. It is literally a flat tire, completely deflated. When you're looking gorgeous and on the road ready to hit the town, it is unacceptable. It is ridiculous to avoid devoting 10 minutes of time to yourself to relax, to work out, to cook dinner. Even more, it is horrible to keep myself from the pleasure I'd feel in achieving my goal. Sabotaging ourselves or allowing theirs to sabotage us is a problem that is much easier to solve than it is to identify. But if we make it a point to always be focused and aware we can stop it before it gets out of hand. A little awareness goes a long way. Do you deal with sabotage? Do you have peers who have sabotage? Do you have people around you that are sabotaging you? How do you avoid the sabotage that you can now, after this video that I've just made, recognize maybe? I want to hear. I want to know. Joyce, I love you to bits. I know what you're going through. I do know what you're going through. When 100 dishes are placed in front of me, I not only want them all, but I forget what I'm eating when I'm eating them. And I can have 1 to 2 or 3 plates. And I can easily forget that. Now, I am in a frame of mind nowadays, and my stomach has shrunk a little because of the way that I eat. And it's different. And the longer the process goes on with you, the more you will recognize these things. 100 dishes of food in front of me. I would want them all, every single one of them. I would not only want them all, I would go for a bite of every one of them. And then I would feel ashamed of myself, I would feel guilty, and I would feel depressed, lethargic, tired, bloated. I would feel very, very, very uncomfortable and very depressed. The satisfaction from eating something you know is not nutritionally healthy for you is not worth it. Honey, it is not worth it. It's not worth you crying and self-draining and hurting and beating yourself up. It's not worth you having to scream and it's not worth it. That food is not owning you. It doesn't own you. It doesn't define who you are. You are a beautiful, beautiful person. And that food does not define who you are. It is an addiction. We know it's an addiction. We know that it's an addiction. And we know because we are learning every single day how to win this battle, how to become the warriors that we are to fight the food addiction. We are learning every single day something new, a new tool, if you will, to fight this addiction. Now, today's over with. You've ate those cookies. That's gone. Tomorrow's a new day. You know this. This is what we learn. You can't bring it back. You're done and it's over with. It's gone. Hey, Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster, you're out the door. Okay? You know, if there's any more cookies in the bloody house, get them out. You know, peanut butter and celery is pretty good. It's not my first choice, but it's the choice that I've learned to make. You know, I don't even have peanut butter in the house at this moment because I love it so much. You know, when I was back home in Tennessee with my kids, I gained 27 pounds in 11 days because I allowed my 14-year-old daughter to cook bake every day because she was having fun. I was happy. I was oh so happy. I was ecstatic. I was having a great time. I was loving every minute of it. I was watching her cook. We were laughing. We were cutting up. We were playing cards. We were doing all these wonderful and amazing things, and it all revolved around food. You got to find something else to do. It took me 5 weeks to lose that 27 pounds. It took me 11 days to gain it. I want you to know I love you very, very, very much. And I feel very close to you. There are more things that I need to say to you, and I can't put any more into this video. Because as it is 36 minutes, it's going to take me a heck of a long time to upload it. I want you to know that when you were posting that you were eating cookies, I had an all-over body experience. I knew what you were doing. I wasn't there. You're 5,000 something miles away from me in Virginia. And I am in the UK. Cold UK. Across the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. But I knew in my heart, deep inside of me, exactly what you were doing. And it doesn't make it okay with me, and it does not make it okay with you. I want you to know that I am behind you 100%. I am behind you with every single thing. I am behind you. I will do any single thing that I can do to help pull you, drag you, move you further. You know? I'm at a bit of a standstill. Yeah, I've lost 100 pounds, right? But, you know, it's been about 11 months now. And I need to be over that hump. I'm at a bit of a standstill, and I have been. You know, I've wasted about 11 months. But I hadn't gained that weight back. And that's my positive about that. And I want you to know that you're not going to gain those 61 pounds back. And that I know that 45 pounds from now, when you reach 399 pounds, you are going to do the biggest dance, stomping on the Cookie Monster's head that you have ever done in your entire life. You might do it from your chair, you might do it from your bed, but you are going to stomp him out. And I know you are. You have exactly what it takes. I see it in your eyes. I see it in you in every way you move. I see it in the way you have calendars everywhere. Right. Look what you got me doing. There's a calendar for everything. Look, a bloody stars on that one. Come on now, look, you've inspired me completely. And you need to know that that food is not going to take you down. You're going to take it down. You know why? Because that's how you roll. That's how we roll. And that's how you're going to take it back. You're going to take back your life. And you're going to do it one day at a time, one meal at a time, one prayer at a time, one step at a time. And if it takes one video of screaming and yelling and stomping and kicking and throwing food through the house like I just throwed that damn candy bar, then that's what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. I love you to bits. You are in my heart. I love you. I love you. I love you. Peace out. That's how we roll. Joyce, JOYANN68, you are my girl. You are. And you got this. You honestly got this. Bye-bye, Cookie Monster. She's gonna kick your ass.